satu cek satu cek 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 satu satu tes satu dua tiga cek satu cek satu dua tiga cek tes satu 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 dua tiga cek tes tes satu satu cek satu cek cek ha cek 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 satu tes satu cek cek satu tes 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 cek satu cek tes tes cek cek ha cek cek satu 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 dua cek ha halo cek 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 satu satu cek 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 satu satu tes 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 satu satu dua tiga halo 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 tes satu cek halo cek satu cek Cek halo satu cek.
Marilah kita satukan pandangan ke depan.
Cek 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 satu. Cek ada distort enak banget. Ada kabel soal listrik. Gini tuh lagi. Oh ini enggak ini. Masa ya? Cek. Halo cek satu. Cek satu cek Cek. Udah nggak? Cek satu. Tes tes.
Cek. Cek 1 2. Halo, tes. Oke. Oh, langsung mulai nih. Langsung mulai aja ya. Halo semuanya, selamat datang di Kuliah Umum Coding for the Future. Mohon menunggu sesaat. Terima kasih. Kuliah umum pada hari ini tanggal 26 Agustus 2002 menghadirkan tamu dari Korea Selatan, yaitu Mr. Lee Bum-kyu. Baik hadirin, acara akan dimulai pada jam 1.50 waktu Indonesia Barat. Mohon perhatiannya, Bapak Ibu, acara akan segera kami mulai. Baik, acara akan kami mulai. To the Honorable CEO of Sparta Coding Club, Mr. Lee Bum Kyu, yang kami hormati seluruh rekan mahasiswa yang hadir pada hari ini. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Salam sejahtera bagi kita semua. Om Swastiastu, Namo Buddhaya, Salam Kebajikan. Pertama-tama kami ucapkan selamat datang di Politeknik Negeri Jakarta kepada Bapak Lee Bum Kyu atau Mr. Lee Bum Kyu selaku pemateri di acara kuliah umum Coding for the Future yang dilaksanakan pada tanggal 26 Agustus 2022. Sebelum memulai acara, marilah bersama-sama kita ucapkan syukur kepada Tuhan Yang Maha Esa yang telah memberikan kita petunjuk, kebahagiaan, kesehatan, dan rahmat-Nya sehingga kita dapat berkumpul pada siang hari yang cerah ini. Hadirin sekalian, sebagai acara pertama yaitu foto bersama. For Mr. Lee, please stand up to make a photo session with the audience. Okay, thank you. Okay, you can go back to your seat. Thank you. Baik, meranjak ke acara inti, kuliah umum kali ini bertemakan Coding for the Future, hasil kerjasama Politeknik Negeri Jakarta dengan Sparta Coding Club, yaitu perusahaan kursus yang terkait coding asal Korea Selatan. Baik, sebelum sesi materi dimulai, teruntuk para partisipan yang ingin bertanya, bisa bertanya di akhir sesi materi. Before we start the session, for all participants who want to ask Mr. Lee, you can ask at the end of the materi session. For the Honorable Mr. Lee, time is yours. Please applause.
Thank you for coming. I expect a little bit more student, but it's okay. I'm gonna do best of myself for you guys. I believe that I hope this time will affect to your future life and positively. you will live different lives. Anyway, I am the CEO and founder of Sparta Coding Club, and everyone call me BK, so it's fine to say me BK. So hello, Polytechnic Negeri is right. Negeri Jakarta. I am founder and CEO of Team Sparta, and we are number one coding education platform in South Korea. So actually, we have around 300,000 students cumulatively, and we are now providing contents with Alex International in Jakarta as well. So some of our students are in Jakarta as well. So actually, I was shocked. So there's also students in YouTube, and you guys are taking this place and giving me some time to giving a speech about the coding. So it's very, very grateful. everyone is have no problem understanding my English, right? You know? Okay. Because I cannot say any single bahasa. So anyway, today I want to talk to you about my story of how I found my company in South Korea, and also what's the importance of coding. And third one is some question and answers for your lives. So about myself. Actually, I was working as a software engineer in one of the fastest growing startup in South Korea. So it was a food delivery platform. So I worked there, and then also I work as a venture capitalist in venture capital fund. So have you ever heard about the companies called Itemku or Tokotok or Mamikos in Jogja or something like that? So those companies are there are more students coming. so those companies are the one we have invested. So actually, at the time, I saw so many startups getting large from the ground. So I thought like, well, this guy make a great company from nothing, and then another guy I become a great CEO, and also there's rest of them who is struggling with their businesses but seems fun. So I thought like, what am I waiting for? Let's just start my own company as well. But season 2 are coming right now. Take a seat here. I'm just on the beginning, so you didn't miss anything. So but starting a company is not an easy one. So at the time, I didn't have any team or idea and money as well. But I already left my jobs, so the only thing that I can do is walking the city and then thinking of my business items. So I end up thinking to what I truly love to dive in for maybe 5 to 10 years. And I thought like, let's start a coding education for kids. I mean, kids means that much younger than your age. And in television and in the media says that it becomes popular in schools. I mean, learning coding in school. So I thought like, well, this is gonna be work. So I made this poster and then put it on the walls and everywhere. But you know what? Actually, I didn't get a single call from them. But you can imagine that TV says that there's a market, but I didn't get a call at all. So I interviewed many parents, and I figured out that there's no market because of 3 reasons. First one is coding is not included in university entering exam. And second one is every kid learn coding in school in South Korea, actually. And the third one is that the biggest problem is that they love to do coding. I mean, they study by themselves. Thinking of mathematics, they really hate math. So their parents pay for private lessons to teach some mathematics and science, something like that. But in terms of coding, parents don't have to, because they love coding and they do homeworks by themselves. So it means that there's no need of learning coding out of schools. So this time I looked at a different market, which is teaching coding to adults or students who are in the university. The point I saw was that first one, they know the importance of coding. You may understand. Learning coding is how can I say it gives you some competitiveness or compelling advantages on your resume when you're finding jobs. And second one is, but they have no access to learn coding because And third one is no one teaches coding in an easy way. That's the biggest problem as well, because the contents for the student who want to become a software engineer should be different from the contents who gonna learn as a hobby or some self-development. So I thought, let's do it. Surprisingly, I just posted it on my Facebook, and there were students assigned, 20 students assigned. It was their revenue was there, but it was $12,000 US, at once. So that's a lot of money, right? So I thought, like, here's a market. And all those students loves it, even though they're not they're not gonna become a software engineer and they're not gonna change their jobs, but they they love to learn coding, and they were so fond of it. So I decided to start my own company with my friends, and we did everything that we could do for giving them the truly easy way to learn coding. So we we listen up student voice. Our first business was on offline. So we matched one tutor to 8 number of students. So we go there, and then we taking notes from the voice of customers or something like that. And also we set up the office for students as well, for giving them the great environment to learn. But we were happy until the COVID comes. So at the time, our offline business was really, really well. But after COVID, how can I say, that no one is coming for learning coding, and also we already booked all the places, so we have to pay for them and pay for tutors. So our profit was pretty much minus all the time. So after that, we thought, like, let's transfer all of our offline experiences into online. That was not easy. Like 3 or 4 years ago in South Korea, people never think that they can learn coding in online, because learning coding is quite a difficult thing. So what we thought was we have to transfer 3 things. First one is easy learning, and second one is let them learning by making, and third one is instant Q&A system. So first one, easy learning. It's we know that learning coding is difficult because when you decided to learn everything, the most important thing here is that we focus on what not to teach, because you don't have to know all of the codings, which means that we know that not everyone is gonna become a software engineer. Some of them should maybe they should know as much as they should know. So, and third one is learning by making. Which is, the fast way to learn coding is making something. If you are dealing with the algorithms and functions and other things all the time, you will bored. The third one is instant Q&A system. So in Korea, actually, we have mentors and tutors, so that they are waiting for the questions, and then they give the answers right away. because let's thinking of learning, for example, like in terms of learning history, if you don't understand some previous chapters, you still can understand current chapters when we are studying history, because it's not continuous. But in terms of coding, if you are stuck in some point, you cannot see the same screen with the tutor, because you get the error. So that's why we provide this instant Q&A system. So after that, after we change everything into online, cumulatively we had 300,000 students so far, and this year we expect 30 million USD revenue this year. So this is our office in Seoul. You can visit when you come to Seoul. so now we are one of the fastest growing startups, not in Korea but even in Asia. So we have two kinds of courses. First one is a part-time online course for self-development. For example, like if you are gonna become a marketer or a UX designer or some product manager, still you have a great understanding of coding, will help you on your business and on your resumes and the rest of your lives. So and the second one is full-time online course for getting a job. So let me show you the result of those courses. So with first course, actually because our name, name of our company is Sparta, right? So we are always top of the course and then let them study all the time. Sometimes we made a call or something like that. So with that kind of effort, our completion rate is 15 times better than other platforms. For example, like Coursera or Udemy or something like that. And then also with the full-time online course for getting a job, 90% of them is getting a job within 6 months. And also, a lot of leading companies are adopting our courses to, giving a lecture to their employees. So, even though I worked with so many startups in VC, I didn't see this hyper growth ever. So it means that truly we are in the middle of IT driven world, and also people who have understanding in codes will grab these opportunities. So this would be the last one. There's a reason why you should learn coding now, not 10 years ago. Surprisingly here. First one, it becomes easy. It becomes easier than before. Let me show you. So this is the Python code for typing the hello world. Some of you might understand. But you can imagine that if I change hello world to hi, then there's hi here, right? But let's see coding in 10 years ago. It is C language, which is you have to understand everything for typing the hello world here. And also, there is something called libraries, which is the code that someone already did for you. So for example, like these days, there's no software engineers who built from the ground. They just use the libraries and then making with their own codes. So second one, not many people can do coding yet. For example, like in Korea, actually maybe in Indonesia as well, you know, speaking English is any not any competencies anymore, you know, because everyone speaks English right now. Maybe speaking some of the Chinese or speaking some of the Japanese as well, but not many people can do coding right away. So it means that they will see you as a special person. For example, like even though I recruit many people in Seoul, if I get the resume for recruit some project managers, there's one, and then another one maybe similar resume with they're saying that skills I can do coding, then I will choose the second one, because everything nowadays are connected and related with the coding right now. Because for example, like Grab or Tokopedia or even some logistic companies. Third, many opportunities. I show you this to say this. They were not genius. I mean, there were the students like you who can code a little bit more than others, and then they just put little innovation to traditional industries and then make a big company, right? They were not genius at all. And also, however, because there are a lack of engineers right now in Indonesia, they're always looking for finding the great engineers right now. So these days, I believe that if you want to become a software engineer and getting paid more, will be a great time for you to learn coding and become a software engineer. So obviously, what I mean is that even though you choose any different jobs, I mean, rather than software engineering, it will help you and it will gives you some specialties in your career as well. So people who can code, it means that people who can code will always live life one step forward than others. So grab this opportunity and make them yours. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much, Mr. Lee Boom-kyu. You may sit down. So for all the participants, any question maybe for Mr. Lee?
Do you have any questions? Okay.
Tes. Hello, Mr. Lee. Good afternoon, semua. I want to ask something about the journey of the Sparta. What your motivation when you build your company from first until now?
Okay. Then let me tell you this. Sometimes there's a CEO on the presentation, and they say that they have great dreams and visions of their lives and great they started a company with a great motivations, right? But the truth is that actually I started this company for fun. You know what? Actually, survive and become a high-level position in big company is difficult, right? And also become a great UX designer will be difficult, right? And also become a great investor will be difficult, right? Founding a company is also difficult. I mean, every jobs and path you're gonna choose would be difficult. So I thought like, well, everything is difficult, so maybe I can make my own company with with the friends that I love and doing the jobs that I love. So that's how I choose to build this company.
Baik. Apakah sudah jelas? Oke, mungkin ada pertanyaan lainnya dari teman-teman yang di Zoom, mungkin ada yang mau tanya.
Oh yeah.
Oke.
Hello, my name is Angga Susiangga. I want to ask two questions. First is about how to Koreans people when solve problem to stress out coding. Apakah mereka apakah mereka ini holiday or maybe some coffee nongkrong, ya pokoknya itu nongkrong. Nah, and question for two is what's a program language must have order in order to compete this in this era bahasa pemrograman apa yang bisa bersaing agar di era ini. Tadi kan karena Mr. C bilang karena Python itu salah satu bahasa pemrograman tertinggi yang banyak digunakan.
So, Mr. Mungkyu, there are two questions. Yes, what's your name? From Angga. Yeah. So the first one, what do software engineers in Korea do if they are stressful? If they have a really difficult project, and what do they usually do to solve the problem? The second one is, what is the most useful language at this era to be proficient of?
The second one is what's the most efficient language that you're gonna?
Yeah, if you want to learn some programming language, yeah, what's the most efficient or useful one in this era?
All right.
Thank you.
I'm gonna show you some slides at the end of this presentation, but first, so that's really great question. So first one, they are dealing with a difficult and stressful project with Google. So you know what, actually, software engineers, they're not memorizing all the things, I mean all the codes and everything, but they just know that some structures of the code, and then they search everything on Google. So that's why if you disconnect internet right away, then maybe no software engineers left for coding, because all of them are using Google's almost every day and every time. So with Google, you can solve any difficult problems. And second one, the question is, learn Python. Python is the language that you can broadly use. So with Python, you can do some data analytics, and you can do some coding for making website or something like that. And also, Python is the easiest language that you can learn. So. Thank you.
Ada lagi mungkin yang dari Zoom nih, yang dari YouTube ada yang mau tanya, boleh langsung raise hand aja ya.
Can I see the slide, okay?
Oke.
Yeah.
Ayo yang mau tanya bisa langsung angkat tangan aja.
All right. If you have no questions, let me give you my last words. Yeah. Let me give you one tip for your life and also for your learning coding experience in the future. Okay. So next one. Okay. You know what? Actually, in my experience, building a company is slept through the market, from the market, always. You know, because we are not professionals always, we cannot figure out that this opportunity or that opportunity will be great solution or problems. So, try many times, and being slapped fast by the market would be the only strategy that we have right? So that's my belief on founding the company and also learning something as well. So next one. So it means that ready fast. So remember this: ready fast and slept fast is the most important one for your future. Okay. And also, you know what? All the business management strategies are related, and it can be fit into this theory. Let me show you. So, for example, like money to do it again, it's a funding, right? And study for not being slept heavily. It's a studying about the industries. And also learn from failure and slept inexpensively. That's cost management. And also building a team who slept together would be culture management skills. You understand that? Next one. And you know what? There would be a sudden success, and then you're doing this again and again. That's kind of a real how can I say the core aspect of building a company. This is a big company. Okay. you will have many friends to do this with you. So not afraid about getting the errors or make failures. Okay. Make many mistakes and errors, and even though you are facing with this kind of error, you know what? The first step to dealing with errors is that not surprising it, but reading it. Okay. One small tip for reading the errors: you just should see the last line always. You don't have to see all the things. Last lines. That's what it says. Okay. And then if you type it in Google, you will see the same questions that asked from the word. Okay, and you will get the solution soon. So yeah, this is the most effective way to learn coding. Okay. All right. Thank you for the time today.
Give applause for Mr. Lee. Thank you so much for Mr. Lee and the very good lesson. You may sit down now. Okay, dear all participants here, and also Mr. Lee, thank you so much for the enthusiastic along the event today. Now we have arrived at the end of the session. I'm Yanindra Ribasalma Putri as your Master of Ceremony, and representing the commit, want to say thank you very much and say sorry if there a session have a mistake at the end. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Oke, sebelumnya untuk semua para hadirin yang hadir offline,